Listen to this groundbreaking statement that Alex Karp comes out and says.
Products are valuable to them, in some cases transformative to them. We are very focused on product innovation. Part of what AI does is allows you to innovate quicker, and if you have distribution, distribute that innovation quicker. So our main goal is to accelerate product development in all areas: military, manufacturing, government, AI-backed targeting, AI-backed ways of running your business, and then we'll see where we are in a year. My firm belief is Palantir will be 10 times bigger in the future. You know, you've had all these critiques of Palantir.
All these critiques, and Alex Karp comes in and says he believes that Palantir will be 10 times bigger in the future. Now that is a mic drop statement. Big things are happening for PLTR today as it is AIPCon. We're going to be talking about some other statements, what things are happening, and how this is looking very well in terms of a setup for the price action that we are seeing right before our eyes. We also have the market that is pricing in a further rebound as we speak after the macroeconomic data earlier in the week. And we'll be talking about NVIDIA also doing well. If you are a new or returning viewer, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Now pop it up here. Palantir basically consolidates on the day at 34.91. It's doing a wonderful job on a technical and a trading basis, holding at these mid 30s, and these are multi-year highs. Basically, a lot of people that have gotten in on Palantir in recent times, they're all in the money. They're all up on their position right now. Volumes at 54 million. This is getting back more towards PLTR's average, and the fact that we're still seeing these price action zones around the mid 30s that are holding stable, I think is incredibly bullish in my opinion. And the fact that this momentum right here is still continuing to play out. Now, talking about AIPCon happened today. That brings a lot of exposure to Palantir. We see it across the media. We also see short interest. It's reported here in X down over 10% or equivalent to 6 million shares down to 54 million. They reduce the short interest right here. We're seeing that short sellers are leaving, losing a ton of money, and this will go down predictions here to 20 to 30 million shares and become less useful to monitor. This is one of the lowest short interests since the public offering for PLTR. So a lot of bullish predictions and positions right now as we speak. We also see Alex Karp making some more funny statements today saying basically PLTR, it's the size of the product that matters. Really cool to see coming out here, just talking about everything Palantir related. So I would recommend going on there, checking out some of the highlights, some of the big things that we've seen for AIP. We can kind of summarize in a video tomorrow. Now, talking about what's happening with PLTR, where we're at right now. Of course, we had AIP, the con, and this company said that more than 100 organizations right here were going to be at the conference, including big players like the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, BP, Associated Materials, and Palantir has already climbed over 15% this week. We saw a lot of trendiness and momentum, of course, with the S&P 500 inclusion effect. And Alex Karp even came out and said that there's, and reporters came out and said that now there's going to be millions of 401ks that will be passively buying PLTR. And what that really means in terms of exposure and maturity, becoming a top tier stock in this AI boom that we're continuing to see rally, is an incredible success story. On top of that, you also have pretty serious analysts, Bank of America security analysts right here. We talked about this, increasing the buy rating and the price target specifically from 30 to 50 bucks. That's a pretty high price target. And talking about in terms of stock predictions right now, of course, valuation and forecasting, a lot of the analysts are still saying to hold or basically not looking the bullish due to the price to sales compared to the median industrial sector. However, the valuation now is kind of being thrown out the window. It will become more important, I'm not saying that we should completely disregard it, it'll become more important if things do take a turn. Now, Palantir, where it's at, has already been up over 103% today, outpacing the S&P 500 pretty tremendously and soaring 124% in the last year. Now, one of the main reasons we've seen Palantir that's been attributed to a booming demand is with the AIP platform. And really with the enthusiasm, the expansion with U.S. customer growth, we know this, and the strong business momentum has been thriving and causing Palantir to really just continue to report some pretty impressive earnings reports, even as Wall Street is continuing to set these really high bar expectations in terms of what they expect. Financial strength right here, Palantir's balance sheet looks very impressive. So that's where we get to what's the criticism. Price of sales comes in at 34.99, above the median sector of 2.76. Average price targets sitting around $24. You've seen at 27. Depends on which analyst that they're actually compiling in terms of average price targets, but that does represent a little bit of a potential downside. We'll see if that holds. But right now, institutional investments, we're seeing momentum that is continuing to drive Palantir. And how does that react and correlate with the markets? You see S&P, the NASDAQ do well, jumping for the fourth straight day as tech is continuing to lead these stocks higher. Now, this is in reaction to the fresh inflation report that continued to show signs of cooling. And basically, I want to say not 100%, but basically establish the prediction of a quarter point interest rate cut next week. A lot of eyeballs are going to be looking at that on what the Fed comes out with, and this will be the first interest rate that we've seen in years. And stocks are starting out with the producer price index, what we've seen with core CPI, jobs, data reports. The economy is cooling. With those interest rate cuts, we're pricing in kind of that guaranteed interest rate cut. I would say not guaranteed, but what they are pretty much guaranteeing, along with at least 2 other rate cuts by the end of the year. So 3 cuts. We'll see what happens and continue on into next year. Will be incredibly interesting, and how that's going to affect the overall market, especially mortgage rates too. And NVIDIA having also a really great rebound. We talked in yesterday's video about NVIDIA having an important reversal at that 100, and you can see that right here. We've seen incredible support being formed at the 100, all the way back up to basically 120. CEO comes out today and says there's a magnitude of chip demand, and that's exactly what we are seeing. Closing nearly 8% higher. He basically says everybody is counting on us, and I believe him 100%. In order for the AI industry to boom, you need the hardware to back it for all the software to take off. It's got to be there. What's the physical piece that actually drives AI? That's the hardware. Who's the leading competitor in that race? NVIDIA. That's all you need out here. Peace out. Take care. I'll catch you guys later. What do you think about all this? What do you think about AIPCon? Let me know. Peace out. Take care. Have a great day.